Hi, it is Sunday the 3rd of May, and I wanted to just do a brief um, video today to kind of like air my confusion really. We're starting to like transition out of lockdown into the next phase of reality, yeah. So it's like a 4-phase plan that's going to take place over the next 8 weeks, and then we will emerge, hopefully, if we're successful, into a new kind of temporary reality, which nobody knows how long that's going to stay for. And so the first part of this phasing, the first part was which was last week, which was to let children go out for an hour to exercise with a parent. So I think it was like one child with one parent for 1 hour per day. And then this weekend they extended that to adults were allowed to go out on their own for 1 hour per day at certain times of the day. So depending on what age you are, whether you're healthy or sick, you have different times of the day in which you're allowed to go out. So first of all, the time that I am personally allowed to go out for a walk does not fit my routine at all. It just doesn't work for me. So I haven't actually been out yet. I'm kind of like on the fence about it anyway. I'm not in a great rush because I want to see what happens, because it is a bit experimental. And we're all guinea pigs right now because I don't know what's going to happen. So maybe people will go out and then the curve will kind of like rise back up again, and then we're all going to be in like full lockdown. So I thought I would ride it out inside instead of outside and leave it for like at least a week to see what happens. And I'm glad I made that decision, even though there's a part of me that is so incredibly restless and misses the world so much that I desperately want to get out there. You know, I want to go for a walk. I want to feel the ground under my feet. And I think the only thing that's really like kind of stopped me is fear of what could potentially happen if we're all out there again and we're not careful. And so my fear is like, well, if everyone's out there, then maybe it's going to be a bit crowded and I don't feel like I have enough control in that situation, especially when like my time slot is the busiest time slot. I would rather have been able to pick a time of the day where maybe it would be a bit quieter. And also it's like, well, we're not allowed to actually go outside of our immediate municipality, which is like our immediate living area. I think there's like a kilometerage or a meterage in which we're allowed to like move, and so I can't get to anywhere that's nature really. I'm stuck in the city and I can only get to the city. And so yes, it's outside, and yes, I love the city, and I love all of the streets here are like really oldie worldy, and it feels like something out of a film set or, you know, a theatre or something. It doesn't quite seem real when you first come here, and then you get used to it. But if you actually stop and look up and look around, it just never seems real. You just stop looking, I think. But I really want like to feel grass under my feet, or the sand by the sea, and to see the sea and to touch the water. And those are the things that I'm really, really craving. And like, it's warm here now, so I'm really craving water. Like, I want to go swimming like you would not believe. I mean, I love swimming. It's something that I normally do every single day, and I haven't been able to do it recently. And I haven't missed it until a few days ago when the temperature shifted, and now we're definitely in summer. Like, it's just, the temperature has just jumped massively from winter and heating on to summer, and all the windows open and being boiling hot. So I'm kind of like, I want to go out, but I can't have the perfect version of outside for me. And so because of that, I'm kind of thinking, well, maybe I should wait and see what happens. You know, I've got a routine inside, and I've kind of figured out my own way of exercising inside, and I don't want to like leap out there and then kind of regret it. And And I've been paying attention from the window and from my balcony about like the shift in the city, because it started to wake up and it's got noisier again. And I've realised I'm not very happy about this. To start off with, when everything shut down and everything went silent, I was completely and utterly spooked. It freaked me out, yeah. And it was like living in a ghost town, and I found it so eerie, and I hated looking out the window and not seeing life. But then you get used to it and you realise, wow, like I can have my window open all day and my apartment doesn't get full of black stuff, and I'm not constantly breathing in car fumes from inconsiderate people loitering outside on the street with their car engines running, and there isn't loads of noise, and there aren't like taxis late at night and drunk people kind of walking down the street and shouting and waking me up. I can sleep with my window open and no one disturbs me, and I can lie in because no one disturbs me. And then in the last couple of days, in the last week, it's gradually shifted with when I noticed a difference in volume. When the children started going out again, there was a bit more people traffic out there, but nothing drastic. And then from yesterday and today, I've really noticed a difference. There were a lot more cars out there all of a sudden, and cars are loitering in the street outside the window. And this morning it was like I got woken up at, I think it was 7:30, by a car outside just running its engine while two people were having a conversation. And I found myself I was really angry about this. I was thinking, after all we've been through and all we've learned, in the last 7 and a bit weeks, and we've seen how the environment has started to appreciate this, and things have started to recover slightly. Nowhere near enough, because it hasn't been enough time. And then the minute that the regulations start to relax a bit, people go back out and they carry on with their old behaviour. And while it's like I don't want to be judgy and thinking bad of people, and I feel bad about that, I also don't want people just to go back to normal without thinking. So that was kind of like a weird thing. And then I've also noticed that people are not wearing masks.